I single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to unlicensed therapy with Ari Mannis.
That's what I was saying. At first, I was like, I didn't pay for 4 months either. Because I'm like, well, why should I pay if I don't have to?
Right.
What if I left or something?
I open up a separate savings and put it in there.
Yeah.
And then if I gotta pay it, I'll pay it.
But then I was reading, you have to pay it back in payments and all this shit. I'm like, you know what? I don't want this like looming over my conscience.
Right. That's exactly
thinking all the money I owe.
Plus with me, it's like we got roommates and it's like I gotta trust them not to spend their half.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Like,
Who do you live with? Do I know that?
Jeffrey Burner and,
I know that.
And then there's two comics from San Diego that you probably don't know.
And they moved up to LA?
Yeah.
Right before COVID or something?
Tatiana Swisklitsky and Dante Cordova.
Dante,
you probably know Dante from the store.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so we all roommates. I mean, but they got jobs. They got like regular jobs.
They got jobs during all this? What are their jobs?
They had jobs. One of them works at like Lowe's or something, and the other one works at a storage place.
Okay. So just shitty jobs.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like it sounds fucked up, but I don't think I could go back to that.
No? But you what if you have to?
I mean, if I had to, I think that
Not that you will. You're doing very good.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to, I would, but it would be more miserable than it was the first time.
Right, because you're like, man, for 4 years I just did comedy. And then,
like
whatever.
after I got fired from the store, I was like, I will never work another minimum wage job if I can help it. You know?
And then you were still working after you got fired from the store for the veterans place, right?
No, I was living there.
You were but not working. I thought you were working there.
No,
you weren't working there?
No, I was living there.
Oh, so the store was your only job.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so you haven't had a job since the store.
Yeah. Well, people thought I worked there just because I would collect clothes at the store and take it there.
But you were just being nice.
Right. It was just.
Yeah.
I mean, I was.
No, I don't know why I thought I worked there.
I
don't
first
think
dibs
anyone
on
told me that.
Donations.
For some reason, so you were living there, and then how did that work? Did they just give you a free place to stay because you're a veteran or a discounted place?
Yeah, well, what it was like you get the place to stay, and they call it a per diem, and and you get two of them in your life, basically. So it's like,
so if you're a veteran, they're like, hey, you have 2 chances not to be homeless.
Right.
And how long are those?
And you can actually get more if you
appeal,
depending on the circumstances. Like if you lose your mind or something,
And how long did you get the free place for?
Well, when I moved in there, it was 2 years.
So you get 2 2-year sessions.
No, it varies because basically what it is like the VA doesn't own the place or operate the place. It's just that some nonprofit like makes a grant proposal, and depending on the terms of the proposal, it could be 2 years, it could be 6 months, it could be 9 months, and they have to say like explicitly what they're going to do, like with the program, because this place was like all one-stop shop. It was like rehab, anti-homeless shit.
So you had to keep them updated with how you're trying to get out of that place. You had to be like, today I worked.
No. Well, they have to keep the VA updated in what they're doing to help you get out of that
Got
place.
it.
But you have to, you had to like, because they get paid per day. That's why I call it per diem. They get paid per day per veteran. So every day you wake up, you got to sign this book saying, I slept here last night, basically.
Interesting.
And then every month they turn in those signatures and get paid.
So what if you crashed at a girl's house one night? Did they care?
You have to get a pass.
Oh, so it was like
you can't leave. You can't leave because if you leave for more than 48 hours, they can give you a bed to somebody else.
Got it. But so you could leave for 24 one night, but not 2.
You could leave for up to 48 hours with a pass. You get to massage it a little bit, like because before I got there, only one other comedian had ever stayed there. And,
who was the other one?
I don't know if I want to put his business.
Oh, okay, no worries. Yeah, I didn't realize it was
and the thing is, the case manager he had, was down with it, but I had a different case manager, so like I had to convince her that I was legitimately doing stand up for money and not just out getting fucked up every day.
Oh, the first one wasn't the most legitimate comedian.
No, he was a legit comedian, but it's just that the guy he convinced was just more easily convinced.
Oh, got it.
Whereas-
yours was like, come on, that's not a job.
Right.
Yeah, welcome to LA. And you're like, no, for real.
No, for real. Like I
work
do
at
this
the comedy
professionally.
store.
Oh yeah, you do it so well, you homeless, huh?
Yeah.
It was that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So, so when I got the job at the store, that kind of made it a little more legitimate. But then I still had to take, because there was also a curfew, and so.
Oh, and you had to get home every night at 3 a.m.
Well, no, the curfew was 10 p.m.
Damn, that's early.
Yeah, but I had to get an exception because I'm do stand up, right? And
Yeah.
it's like all that kind of so she gave me the exception, but I had to take a breathalyzer every time I walked in.
And you smoke weed, right? Or no?
Not during that time.
You didn't? Okay.
No, which is kind of fucking stupid because I was so afraid to get caught because if you pop a piss test,
Yeah, you're out of there.
You're gone that day, and so it was like, but then towards the end, so I went the whole 2 years almost. I was there like a year and like 10 months, and like the last 6 months, a dude came in there, and I mean. This dude smelled like weed all the time. He looked high, he was definitely high all the time.
Yeah.
And they knew it, and they couldn't do it. They would like randomly search his room, give him pop piss tests. It's like, and he passed it every time. And
What do you think? He kept like one of the fake penises on his leg?
oh yeah,
Not even worth it, dude.
I didn't realize that worked. No.
Yeah, but it's not worth it to have to strap a dick to your leg all the time to smoke weed. At least for me, I'm like, I like weed, but I'm not gonna.
To me, it wouldn't work. It was like I don't want to get high so bad that I'm homeless. You know what I mean?
Well, that too, obviously. But even to keep a fake pee on you all the time, that's annoying.
I remember one time some comics dropped me off, and one of them was drinking a tall boy in the car. And he was like, "Yo, can you throw this away for me?" And he handed it to me, but the way I grabbed the bag, it like spilled all over my arm.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I fucking threw it away when I walked in, and I didn't realize I smelled so strongly like beer. But it was a big deal. Like the dude made me take like 2 or 3 breathalyzers. He did not believe me. I was like, no. What happened is I was throwing it away for somebody.
Yeah.
Spilled. He was like, yeah. Because the thing is, it's so many addicts there.
Right.
It's like when you're dealing with addicts, they always lying. You know?
Right.
So
Totally.
it's just one of them things where.
But you ended up convincing him after the breathalyzers?
I mean, it wasn't shit he could do.
Yeah.
You know, even if I was lying, I passed the breathalyzer.
Yeah, I guess
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's so interesting. I didn't realize the place was kind of like that. So when you lived there, did you hate it because of those kind of restrictions? You have to get a pass. You had to get all these exemptions. You couldn't drink or smoke.
Yeah,
Or
I mean, honestly, that wasn't really the shitty part. The shitty part was that we had these. It was like these group sessions. So you had like
Therapy.
you had like a weekly sheet you had to do, but it wasn't always therapy. Like some of it was like cognitive behavioral therapy. Some of it was like the first thing in the morning. It was like breathing, stretching, like being present. Then some of it was like financial management. It was like, but it was they were like 3 or 4.
they're trying to teach you how to be an adult. It sounds like.
I think what it
Because
really
there are a lot of fuck ups there.
What it really was is, I mean, some people wanted to legitimately help, but the truth is, it was required. It was like part of their contract with the
They
VA.
need to say, look at all the things we're doing for these people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you have to go to X amount of them, and you got to get a signature. And they were 2 to 2.5 hours a piece, and there were 3 or 4 of them a day. And you had to go, depending on what level you were, you had to go to X amount of them every week. And so it became like
a job, kind of.
Right. It felt like I had a second job, but that I wasn't getting paid for.
Right.
Even though I guess I was living somewhere for free, but it was but it felt like I was just. It was like if I had a gig and
One of those.
and a shift at the store.
Yeah.
It was just like I'm not even sleeping. I feel like I'm working two jobs.
Right.
And all I'm doing is going to work.
Now
coming home,
I get why you would no show to your
Yeah, I was
shift.
exhausted, and I was,
Yeah.
and at the time too, I was already having sleep problems. Like I couldn't sleep, or I would not get any good sleep, and I had sleep apnea, and it was like, it was a lot, man.
Yeah, that sounds like a. So, what was the room like? Did you share it with a bunch of other people? Did you have your own room?
No, the way it was like when you first moved in, you shared with one other person,
Okay.
and then that room's connected to another room, and through the bathroom. So you share a bath. So
One bathroom for 4 people.
one bathroom for 4 people. But that's when you first got there, waiting for one of the single rooms to open up.
Got it.
Then you would have a single room where you shared a bathroom with another.
Oh, that's pretty good.
room. Yeah, it was good, depending on who you got paired
True.
up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there anyone there to clean the bathroom, or you had to clean it yourself?
No, you had to clean it yourself, and you got inspected. It was inspections.
Oh, good. I mean, not good, but to me, that would be good because I'm clean. So it'd
Yeah.
suck if I was sharing a bathroom with someone dirty.
Well, I got lucky because I had my headmate was like a neat freaky. He would just don't clean. I'll clean. You know.
Wow.
All right.
Really nice of him.
Yeah.
And was it all, you were in the Marines, right?
Yeah.
And was it all Marines or?
No, it was all everything. Actually, I don't think there was any Air Force people there. But that's it. Every other branch.
Any branch with just a little bit of manliness. In
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, I don't know what that because there are homeless Air Force people,
Sure.
but very few.
Right, because
I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
I think I know what it is. The Marines. I mean, I've never been in the military, so this is me, my dumbass, with my blank theory. But the Marines and the Army, it's a experience in your life. It's a big thing. Going to boot camp is hard. Some would say traumatizing. You go to war, you see gun battle. Who knows? Air Force is kind of like, you just had a corporate job for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Air Force is less likely to have some kind of mental trauma after the fact. But honestly, what I really think it is that they're less likely to have any kind of trauma beforehand. So it's like they're way more discerning of who they let in the Air Force. Where it's
they're stricter on who
right.
they
The
let
type
in.
of people that end up in the Marine Corps or the Army are
Anyone the recruiter can get in. The Army
right.
or the Marines.
Well, it's just like those are the people that come from places where like they don't have a lot of options. Not everybody. 'Cause some people are like, I love America, and my dad was, but most people are like,
people who have fucked up past or poor.
Like I joined because I was like, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here, out of this fucking place.
Where were you from originally?
I'm from D.C., Maryland.
Maryland,
PG
okay,
County,
cool.
but I was in foster care, so I was like, I'm just tired of this. I'm tired of.
You were in foster care your whole life?
Yeah,
I
not
didn't
my
know that.
whole life,
Or-
but most of it. Yeah,
From like what age?
from like 7 to 18.
Man, I don't know anything about you, and I thought I did.
Yeah.
7, 18. Wow. Were your parents were just not there?
No, it wasn't even like that, honestly, because they were both around.
So why didn't they take care of you? This is coming from
various
someone with
reasons.
parents who are still together and normal. Yeah.
Various reasons, but in reality, it was just like, my mom disappeared when I was young because she was young, like she was a kid when she had me, or she was like, I think she was 18 when she had me, and 16 when she had my brother.
Damn.
But she was living with her mom, and her mom was dating this like abusive guy, this pattern of it, and so she left.
To get away from that abusive guy.
Right, because she couldn't stand, like, she ended up burning one of the motherfuckers, and it
Burning
just got to
the abusive guy?
Yeah, she burned him with an iron.
Holy shit.
My mom don't fuck around, bro. But it was
Are
like
you cool there now?
my mom. Oh yeah. But I'm just saying she left because she couldn't take.
Yeah. So then you were in the house with your grandmother and the abusive guy.
I don't remember the guy, but I mean he eventually moved on or whatever. But and because my grandmother would have never let him do nothing to one of us. Because like he never hurt her children, but she would just take their abuse. And my mom was like, I ain't putting up with that shit. You can put up with that shit, mom, but like if the motherfucker put his hands on you again, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. You know what I mean? It was that kind of shit. So that's how that happened. But then we ended up being taken from our grandmother, because of like family squabbles and shit. And then,
but that means what's it called? What's the organization called that takes people away?
Child Protective Services.
So was it Child Protective Services that took you away?
Yeah.
Do you remember that day?
I do. Yeah.
That sounds so. Do you mind sharing that story? That sounds intense.
Yeah. I mean, no, it wasn't really that intense.
No?
It was just that someone called and said we were home alone because we were.
And
I answered the door because I thought that.
Who was it? Could be
No,
pizza?
because back then they would do this shit in school where basically, how the dare shit, the cops would come into school and at least where I was from, they would call every cop officer friendly. That's what they would say to the kids. So if you was a kid and you asked the cop what their name was, they would say officer friendly, and so the cop knocked on the door and even though we were told not to open the door, he was like, it's officer friendly. You know what I mean? It was just a fucked up way to. Yeah.
Never had that. I was never taught about officer friendly.
Yeah, that's what man. It was some underhanded shit. And
Wait, so you're saying don't open the door because you don't know who it is. It could be a predator or something.
Bro,
but if they say it's officer friendly, let them in.
Right. Like ask any of your latchkey kid friends. It's like their instructions were always the same. Like, don't open the door for nobody.
Unless it's officer friendly.
No.
Oh.
Anyone. I'm talking about my grandma's instructions.
Oh, got it.
Because because she had to work 2 jobs to like take care of 2 kids. You know what I mean? So it was like, she ain't gonna be home when we get home. We walk home from school. You know what I mean? It was that kind of shit. So it was like, and don't you open the fucking door for nobody. You know what I mean? Nobody, even me. It was that kind of shit.
Wow.
But,
so you were a little kid though, and he's like, it's officer friendly, let me in.
Yep.
And you're like, all right, so you let him in.
Yep. And then they took us out of there.
But were you like, I don't want to go? Or were you just like, oh, I'm a kid. It's what?
No.
I
remember them taking us down to the police station. And I remember my grandma coming to the police station fucking fired up, dog. I thought they were going to lock her ass up. She was
angry.
She was pissed.
She wanted her kids back.
Yeah, man. Yeah. She was real pissed because it's just a way for them to prey on poor people. It's like everybody on that block, kids was home by themselves at least for like an hour or 2.
Yeah.
Every day. Cause it's like,
that to
we poor
me,
motherfucker.
Even rich people, not all the time, but my parents had money, and sometimes I would get home and they'd be at work still.
Right. And it's like, it's
technically
illegal.
How old were you?
I think I was 6 or 7.
Okay.
But
I didn't even know that was illegal, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
To be at home for a few hours.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Wow.
Totally illegal. Yeah, but again, it's illegal. It's just a way to fuck with poor people.
Right.
But
why? I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but fucking with poor, I'm just trying to understand it. Why do people want to fuck with poor people and spend money on taking you away from your grandmother for that?
No, it's one of those things where, because I experienced this a lot in the military, right? Where it's one of those things where it's like, it's at my discretion whether to enforce this. Mm-hmm. And so if you're somebody that I should so happen to want to fuck over,
right,
then you broke the rule. They
see that the living conditions aren't the best because you guys are poor, and they're like, let's in their heads they think they're saving you, but they're not.
I don't know what they think, man. Honestly, because don't get me wrong, it wasn't like they didn't take us that from her. We ended up moving in with our aunt. And then but probably because they said you can't live with your grandma. It's not like your grandma was like, hey, why don't you go live with your aunt? Child Protective Services was like, you can go with your aunt or nobody. I think it was some shit between them. I think it was, because someone called and said we were by ourselves. I think it was something between them. But she couldn't afford to keep it because she already had kids. So she was like, nah, I can't have. All of a sudden have 4 kids.
Right.
So
that's a big thing now.
So then she put us in foster care. Right. And it was that kind of thing. And by then, and then.
Are you still cool with your aunt?
She passed.
Oh.
But yeah, I was cool with her. Like, I stopped holding grudges because I was an angry fucking child, man.
Because you were being shoved around through the foster system, or what do you think it was that made you so angry?
Honestly, it's just that I was too smart for my own good, and I needed things to make sense. I'm still like that. And when you're a child, a lot of times adults feel like
they have this power over you and they're telling you what to do, and you're like, that doesn't make sense.
Right. They feel like they don't have to explain.
I had a real problem with authority because of that.
Yeah. And so I just got and it's like, sometimes it's like, you're moving. It's like, what? Why? Everything's going great. I didn't even get in trouble. Like, oh, it's like somebody else would just decide what was better, and it's like, I was just so pissed about like having no control,
right.
And
because you're a kid.
Yeah. So then I was just like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do.
What kind of rebellious things did you do as a kid that back then you were considered a bad kid for?
I shoplifted a lot.
Like, what'd you steal?
Anything.
CDs. That seems like the go-to.
Yeah, I stole a lot of CDs. I would sell them at lunch at school. I would sell the CDs.
And did you get caught eventually?
I got caught a couple times, but I got away way more than I got caught.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. In fact, it's crazy to me that it was so easy.
Even now, I steal stuff from Home Depot sometimes. I'll go through the self-checkout line with like, let's say $500 worth of shit, and I'm making that number up, and I'll scan like a 2x4, but I'll have 10 2x4s, and I'll just walk out with the rest. I do shit like that sometimes.
Yeah, fuck them. I don't. And you're just like,
Well, I just, I don't have a lot of money, and
yeah.
I save any way I can, and I'm like, who am I screwing over here? Yeah. I'm not screwing an individual. It's not a mom and pop shop. I'm screwing over a public company. I don't feel good about it, but I don't feel that bad about it either.
I don't feel anything about it.
Well, good.
Yeah, I feel nothing.
Sometimes I'll walk around Ralph's while I'm grocery store shopping, and I'll take a chocolate milk from the refrigerated section, and I'll drink it while I shop. And then when I finish it, I'll just put it back up on the shelf.
See, I'm not that bold.
No one says anything, because if they say anything, you could be like, oh, I'm going to pay for it, or you could say, I brought this in here.
But I lived in Portland for a little while, like back in like 06 or something, and there was a grocery store, the one closest to my house, that it was so fucking dope. But you could taste anything in the store.
Oh, that was allowed.
You just had to ask. You just had to ask one of the employees, "Hey, I've never tried that. Can I try that?" And literally anything, not like Whole Foods samples. Like they would take a soda out of the pack and open it up and give it to you.
That's nice.
Yeah, man. And
so you go up there and load up, or no?
No, because like you couldn't go crazy. You know,
Right.
you couldn't.
It'd be weird.
But it was just like, yeah, you can have one of anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Kind of like, well, not like Costco samples, but yeah, that's just cool.
Because I think the way they saw it, especially like, because that was the first time I had salmon jerky. Shit was bomb. But it was like, I think their attitude was like, yo, we throw a lot of this shit away anyway.
Yeah, and we'll waste $1 giving you a sample, but hopefully you'll walk out of here spending $20, and then we made $10 off you.
Which is what happened all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's smart. Trader Joe's does shit like that too. You're like, hey, can I try that? And I'll open it up and let you have some.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You do that at Trader. They won't give you the whole thing, but if there's a bag of a snack you haven't tried, they'll open one up and give it, and then they'll just pass the rest around.
Oh wow!
Good little trick.
I gotta take it.
No, tricks to the trade.
Trader Joe's just opened up by me.
Oh yeah, those are good. That means you live in a nice neighborhood.
Does it?
Yeah, Trader Joe's don't open up in shitty neighborhoods.
Really?
Yeah, I listened to a podcast on them, and I think the medium income around a Trader Joe's has to be a certain amount for them to open up. Something like that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So they don't open up in bad neighborhoods.
Yeah, my Trader Joe's is the one where that lady that like threw a fit about her mask.
Really?
It was that Trader Joe's.
Hilarious. Yeah. See, I'm an anti-masker.
You're anti-mask.
Yeah, I think it's I don't think we should have to wear masks if we don't want to. I'm morally against it. But that being said, I still wear the mask. I don't give a shit. It's like, it's not worth me. It's not, you got to pick your battles.
Well, the thing is, but I think these people though, the problem isn't really the mask, right? It's that you went to a Trader Joe's, you took off your mask and you had your friend standing there filming it, waiting for somebody to say something to you.
Oh, it was that type of lady.
Yeah.
She did it on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, she did it for clout.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It's like,
and that's bad clout. She doesn't look good doing that.
I think some people don't. They're not thinking about that. You know,
just
it's like
clout's clout. Bad press is good press.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the dark side of social media, where it's like, I think it kind of lulls people into this pattern of thinking all attention is good attention.
Yeah.
You know, because you'll get likes and shares even if you did some dumb shit. You know?
Yeah, I don't remember his name. I don't want to say his name because I want to give him attention. But there's some guy from Chicago who has a podcast where his whole podcast is shitting on other comedians and their podcasts. So he'll take clips and he'll be like, "Oh, today we're going to talk about this person. They suck. Look at what they did. Blah blah blah." And he has tons of followers. It's just nothing but hate.
It's a
and
comedian?
negative. I don't think he's a comedian. I think maybe he used to do comedy or something.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
It's called
I think I've seen something like that. Yeah.
And his whole thing is just shitting on comedians, and it's so negative and gross. When I watch it, I'm like, God, this guy's such a fucking loser. But he has a following from it. Like, he's probably making a living doing that.
Yeah, I don't know if I could, because it's probably affecting his health and shit.
It could be.
You know?
I don't know the negative energy.
It depends. If it's an act, then he's good.
Even
probably.
if it is an act, though, it's still so negative and mean. And I know comedians who are negatively affected by it. He'll rip on them for 30 minutes and talk about how much they suck and make shit up about them. And they're like, fuck, this guy, gets to you.
Oh, he'll just make up stuff?
Part of it is, he's just so negative.
Why not just not pay attention to him?
Easier said than done. It's kind of like I don't know if do you ever get negative comments about you on any of your videos or anything? Like I'm sure it's for the most part positive, but I'm sure
not really. I mean,
so I get haters.
Sometimes people if they think like if it's something political or something, people will come and say, but I just delete their comment.
On my own personal stuff, I delete them. But for example, the Laugh Factory posted a video of me, or when I go on Theo's podcast, something like that. There's haters. I think it's mostly positive, but I get a decent amount of haters, and it's easy to go, fuck them. They're losers. They're hating on you on the internet. Yeah, I know you're right, but still, I'll read them sometimes, and I'll be like, damn, it ruins my day.
I mean, I catch myself reading them sometimes, and the only time it really gets to me if it's something that's accurate, you know.
But it's accurate to the person writing it.
If they're like, you look or like if it's something that's true, that can hurt. But I just don't read that many. I just I might skim through it.
I'm better about it now. The last time I did the podcast, Theo's podcast, I just didn't read any of the comments.
Oh yeah, see, I obsessed about it. Like the first time, like when I got on Spade, I read every single comment.
Sure, it's fun.
And they were mostly positive.
And most are positive, and they're like, oh, that feels nice.
And then I think the first time I was on your mom's house, I read all those comments. But then after a while, it was like I realized like the positive and the negative and the positive stuff doesn't mean anything.
No.
I mean, right. It's out there, and if you watched it, you watched it, and if you didn't, it's like not, because if you pay attention to the positive ones, or the negative ones, like it begins to be
right. It's either going to inflate your ego or it's going to make you feel bad about yourself. One of the two.
But even more so, your self-worth gets wrapped up in the feedback you get from strangers. And it's like,
how often do you watch someone, even if you really like it, and comment and go, I really enjoyed this person?
I almost never comment on it. There's people I love that I watch every day. I'm obsessed with this steak guy. I watch every video.
The guy with
Guga.
the slick back hair and the ponytail?
No.
Cuts up steak? Salt Bae?
Fuck no. This guy's named Guga.
Oh, Guga. I thought you said Google it.
No, Google. No. His name's Guga. Guga is like Brazilian or something. But he sous vide stuff and makes steaks and like does experiments and shit.
Do you do that stuff as well from watching him or no?
Yeah, I mean I've only made steaks. I haven't made any other stuff. But he's definitely upped my steak game like 1,000%.
And is that something you do if you're on a date, or mostly for yourself?
I have done it on a date. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's probably a good little trick.
Because it's fancy too, especially if you cook it sous vide. Because most people
sous vide is the one with the bag and the needle that gets it to the perfect temperature.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you can make like steakhouse type steaks at home.
Now, do you cook it to the perfect temperature and then put it on the grill?
I cook it to a certain temperature, then I sear it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you sear it.
But I'm still working out the best ways to do that because I've seen even other stuff where some people have like a machine that's specifically to cook steaks, and it's like a broiler, but from both sides you clamp the steak in and put it in, and it fucking just puts like it's like it goes up to like 500 degrees.
And then they don't sous vide it?
No, it just cooks.
And what about seasoning? Do you marinate your steaks?
No.
Yeah.
No, I keep it simple. Salt, fresh black pepper, and garlic powder.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And but if it's a real nice cut of meat, then I just do salt and pepper. I don't do garlic powder.
Oh, because garlic powder kind of masks.
Yeah, I mean, like if you get like a real expensive, like a real nice,
you just want to enjoy that.
Yeah, you want
the flavor of the steak.
Yeah,
but no steak sauce.
No, never. I do have a sauce that I make sometimes, but
you make your own sauce?
Yeah.
So you're a cook.
No, just that. I do steak and potatoes and this sauce, and that's my whole.
I stopped eating red meat. I'll eat it if, for example, if I went over to your house and you were cooking steak, I would eat it. But I stopped buying it and I stopped ordering it because I watched this documentary on Netflix, Leonardo DiCaprio's doc, and he talks about how.
What's it called?
I forget, but if you Google Leonardo DiCaprio documentary, and he basically talks about how beef and cattle are ruining the planet with global warming. Just all the.
Was this Forks Over
methane.
Knives? Was it that?
No, wasn't. It was mostly about global warming. Here, I'll find it real quick. That's like Jeff Bezos.
Man,
so rich.
I'm telling you, man, some either like that motherfucker's going to end up being like an emperor. Like
Mm-hmm.
He kind of is, right? He's emperor of Amazon.
No, because think about the fact that like he could easily have his own private military.
Probably at least has a security team for sure.
Oh, he definitely has a
Dude,
security
remember,
team.
were you working at the store when Elon Musk came? There was one night Elon Musk was watching in the main room, and he had, so there's a Comedy Store security, and then there was Elon Musk security. There was like 4 or 5 Elon Musk guys just standing in the main room watching. And he's worth $100 billion, I believe. So way less than half of Bezos. It was pretty gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those motherfuckers is gonna flip evil. I'm telling you.
I wonder, I mean, the closest thing, what would someone argue is the closest thing to an evil emperor? Donald Trump? I don't know.
No, because kind of, sort of, but
Some people would say that.
But his power comes from the fact that he's the president. You know what I mean? And that can be taken away or curtailed theoretically. But Jeff Bezos, because
It's just power.
Because here's the thing: his
Money.
ego allowed him to run for president. But rich people that are smart know better than that. There's no billionaire that wants to be the president of the United States.
Right, they want to lay low.
Well, it's like there's nothing you get from that. You already can do whatever you want. The law doesn't apply to you. Like, you remember when Congress wanted to talk to Jeff Bezos, he was like, nah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was a big deal that because they talked to them all, Amazon, Apple, and
Facebook.
and Facebook. And I think Jeff Bezos wasn't even there. But it's like they had to all agree to do it before he would do it.
Wow.
So that's why it all happened on the same day. But they would subpoenaed him. He was like, no, I'm good. I'm a trillionaire, damn near.
Look at Epstein.
I opened my shit today because I have, I get my little news feed or whatever, and one of the things was like, Jeff Bezos is now the richest man that's ever lived.
Wow.
Right? And I think
And he gave half of it to his ex.
no, he didn't give her half.
Oh, well,
He gave her a nice little chunk though, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was half. Okay.
Nah, he gave, I don't know exactly the specifics, but he gave her like,
Because didn't, after the divorce, she was instantly like the 4th richest woman or something like that, or the richest woman?
She became one of the richest women in the world,
Yeah.
and he was still the richest man in the world. And she still has her Amazon. She has a lot of Amazon stock. Yeah, but like I'm telling you, man, he's going to become so powerful that they can't control him,
They already can. No, he's already powerful enough.
Yeah.
When you're that rich.
bro. And I forget.
But also, what could he possibly want to do? When you're that rich, what else do you need?
I don't know, because here's my problem with Jeff Bezos, really, honestly, because I still use Amazon. I just gave them.
I use
just gave him
Amazon Prime
$7.
so much. Yeah.
Right. But my problem with Jeff Bezos is that I ain't one of these people that expect him to save the world. Like, people like, why doesn't he just spend $1 trillion in it? But I think he's trash because he don't even look out for the people that work at Amazon. You know what I mean?
Right. The lowest level Amazon employees are
He
complaining.
could drop $1 billion right now and be like, you know what? Everybody that work for Amazon is good. You fully covered, health, whatever. And it ain't he wouldn't even feel it.
Right, but he's nickel and diamond, just trying to get the most money he can.
That's so crazy to me. That he, like, when the pandemic first started, how he like and his employees had
That's true. I never
had like
thought
a
about
strike,
that.
and he shared a thing where he wanted you to donate to the employee fund. You know what I mean? Like a fund for his employees. He wanted to
Right.
share. It's like, motherfucker, you could just fill it up.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, like, why don't you
That's
take
true.
care of
That should
your
be
people?
his family.
Yeah, I
his
mean-
second family should be his company.
That would be like if you were a billionaire, you know what I mean, and your driver starving or
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
how could you sit there and let that happen?
Yeah.
The same people that make you rich.
Yeah, I never thought about
That's
that.
weird to me. And it's like, that's a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the population of the country.
But I will say, the only thing I will say in defense, people are like, oh, he doesn't donate. He does donate, just not as much as people want him to.
Well, donate. I mean, every rich person donate. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Tax write-off and
it's
shit.
tax write-offs, but it's also like it assuages some of the guilt, because deep down because I feel this too, and I'm not even any successful enough to even be thinking like this, but I feel it to some extent, because every time I'm feeling some kind of luxurious, like deep down somewhere is a little whisper that's like, someone's suffering somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like, if you're in America and you're doing well here, you know that's at the expense of someone else. Like, You know, it's like you got to feel that in your spirit just a little bit, just a little.
Or I don't know if it's at the expense, but you know that if you gave up your luxury, someone else could have a normal life.
Right. I mean, capital, because the lie here is that if you work hard, you'll do well, and that's nonsense. To me, that's not the point, because that's not we live in a capitalist system. That's not what this is about. It's about you making sure that you benefit the most from your hard work, not you just because the motherfuckers that work harder than me and you put together and they're gonna die poor. Right? It's like, but it's about making sure you are the one that gets the most out of your work. And then you hit another level where you get the most out of other people's work.
Right.
You know, and that's what Jeff Bezos is. It's like he's someone that like he just takes off the wealth your labor creates, and it's fine, but it's like that's gotta make you feel bad a little bit, so you donate. And then you don't think about it. You know, it's like that, I mean, that's what I would do, I think. I'll give a little back.
I think people just want him to be another Bill Gates. People are mad that he's not Bill Gates because Bill Gates plans to donate like 90% of his money.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad that he's not Bill Gates. I'm not mad that he's not a good person. I'm mad that he's allowed to be a trillionaire. That, you know what I mean? Because I feel like that's, you know, I tried to make this into a bit, but it's too complex. You know, or I haven't like,
or too serious.
Broken. No, it's not too serious, but it's like I haven't broken it down yet, in a way. But basically, it's just that like money hasn't always existed, right? But the money itself is the liar, because it obscures the relationship between goods and services and wealth, right? So it's like before there was money, you would have to give me something of value, and I gave you something of value, like barter, trade, right? And so it's like, you know, it's like if I gave you 5 chickens, you know, then you would, you know, fix my roof or whatever. And that was, you know, so a roof repair was worth 5 chickens. It's like that's what it was. And then somebody invented money and was like, no, a chicken is $1, and a roof repair is $5. Right. You know, and it kind of it puts this blur between it, and so it's like, I mean, imagine if we abolish money and Jeff Bezos had to convert all his money into food. You understand what I'm saying? And there's people starving, and he's got a whole warehouse full of turkeys and a whole warehouse full of rotting chickens.
He's just keeping them.
Right, and it's like there's something. Because you can't really blame him. I mean, he's successful in the system that we have, but the fact that the system even allows such a thing is kind of crazy. Yeah. Because the economy is in shambles. Mass evictions are right around the corner. Right, it's going to be the biggest homeless crisis we've had in my lifetime, and he's getting richer somehow. Yeah. He's richer than he's ever been.
And there's that argument, and then the only other argument is, well, that's America. You don't like it, go to Russia.
Right.
Go to China.
Yeah, but it's the same problem there. Corruption is the problem everywhere, right? And it's exploitation and corruption, and I don't know what the solution is. War, the total collapse of civilization, maybe an alien enemy. Or I say we just stop pretending and just let him be emperor. Just let him be emperor of the earth. Like stop acting like it's some kind of thing where like you too could be Jeff Bezos. No, you can't.
Unlikely.
He's gonna make sure of that. No.
Yeah, if you start to rise to be Jeff Bezos, he'll buy you.
No, it's not an extra trillion laying around. Like, why would he let you get the other trillion when he can get it? You know, he's got to be at the point now where he's got everything.
Oh, and then some.
He's got everything he wants.
That's what I'm saying. He must be so bored with life. What do you think his goals are?
I don't know, man. I feel like, because another reason if he fuck with me is because he too fucking happy. He's too comfortable. It's like, wouldn't you be stressed out if you had because it's a lonely life, right? Ain't no other trillionaires.
Everyone wants something from you.
Everybody wants something from you. You have no honest interactions with people. You have everything you need. There's nothing you can buy to bring you any satisfaction.
I wonder if he made a secret identity just for fun, because he could make 10 if he wanted to.
You know he's on some, he's got some dark some dark proclivities, bro. Like
Just because he can, or why?
I think just because. Okay, so I'm gonna compare this to the military again, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the longest, like the reason why Marines and people that deal in death or deal or around death, the reason they have such dark senses of humor is because it's a coping thing, right? But also it's because you spend so much time, intimate time, with the same people that, you know, once you run out of the mundane real quick. You run out of the ordinary real quick. Like once you know each other's life stories and where you from and the shit you've been through, once you know all of that, and now you have, 11 more months of 12 hours a day with just you and that person, it's going to eventually, you're going to have to move into something that ain't ordinary. So then you start telling dead baby jokes and racist jokes, and you know what I mean? And then it gets to like even darker shit.
You have to entertain yourself.
Well, it's just that you become immune to the satisfaction of normal shit, right? And so I think when you at his level, I'm just imagining now, when you've bought everything, you've done every ride, you've rented out Disneyland and rode every ride 100 times. Now you have to start moving in the darker, weirder shit for you to get any kind of feeling that you're doing something new. I guarantee you, if they did a sting on all of Jeff Bezos' mansions at once, they would find dead people in the basement, or like people chained up with their skin peeled off or something. Yeah, he's doing some real dark shit for his own entertainment, bro.
That's interesting. That's a good. But this is how conspiracy theories start.
He don't have Amazon Prime. He's not entertained.
He is Amazon Prime.
He's not entertained by regular TV. No.
I mean, what you're saying logically makes complete sense.
Right. There's no evidence for this.
But yeah, this is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah. No. I'm not saying I'm Mr. Bezos. I'm not saying that I've seen these dead hookers in your basement, but
no, it makes complete sense.
Come on. He's doing some freaky shit. He's jacking off with sand.
Winning season returns at MyBookie. Winning season means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means insane props, epic bonuses, and the craziest cross-sport wagers. At MyBookie, winning season means watching live sports and betting live. Sports all season long. Rejoice! The NFL has returned. That means action-packed Sundays and huge cash prizes. Get in on the action. Use promo code THERAPY and double your first deposit. New players get up to $1,000 in free play, designed to add more excitement to the sports you love and the games you bet. Bet with the best this NFL season for your chance to win big. Use promo code THERAPY, that's THERAPY, and double your first deposit. Your winning season begins today, only at MyBookie.
It's not just that you've done everything normal, but it's also that the rules don't apply to you. Mm-hmm. When you have Jeff Bezos money, you don't need a passport.
Right.
No. You fly from a private airfield to another private airfield, and ain't nobody gonna stop you from doing shit.
Yeah.
No. What you gonna land in Saudi Arabia? They gonna chase you down? I'm friends with the king. I'm on my way to the palace. Mm-hmm. No one's fucking with you. Yeah, you could literally. I bet you Jeff Bezos could go to what's that place where they real strict?
North Korea?
No. Where they cane the guy. Singapore, is it?
Caned a guy.
Yeah, remember they caught a guy doing graffiti or something?
Oh, it could have been.
They caught an American doing
Saudi
graffiti.
Arabia?
No, I think it was
Singapore,
yeah.
Okay.
I think they caught a guy doing graffiti. Like, this is the early 2000s, and they beat the shit out of it. Like I think we were trying to stop him from getting the Singapore punishment for that, but he got that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like they're real prude there. It's like Jeff Bezos could go there and beat his dick in the middle of the street, and nothing would happen to him
because he would just fly away or pay whoever he needed to pay.
Yeah, he could literally he could stop in Thailand and kidnap somebody. You know what I mean? And put it on Instagram. No one would give a fuck. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You gonna arrest Jeff Bezos? How?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'd send in the military, but
what military?
United States military.
But he could pay his own military. He could pay them. He could buy them off.
No, if he actually publicly committed a serious crime, the United States would arrest him, just like they did Epstein
No, they
eventually.
No, they would not. No.
You don't think so? You think he's invincible?
I think because you have to understand those forces that you're talking about, the FBI, the CIA, the Homeland Security, those people are under orders.
Right.
Right.
And he could corrupt the. You're
So
saying
all Jeff
corruptible.
Bezos got to get to one motherfucker. He don't got to get to nobody else. He don't even got to pay the soldiers. All he got to do is get one attorney general.
You're right, but look at Epstein. He eventually he was the equivalent of that, and then he
I put it like
eventually
this.
got busted.
Jeff Bezos and Donald Trump got beef. You know they don't like each other.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Makes sense though.
Well, Donald Trump hates Jeff Bezos. Right. Ain't nothing happened to that boy. Ain't no cases being investigated. Ain't nothing being opened up against that motherfucker. It's not. It can't happen. He's too powerful. I mean, did you ever see the list? Because this is what fucked my head up. Whenever every election cycle, whatever, they come out and they go, senators and shit are all bought and paid for. And I seen a list one time, and it was like $10,000 or something. Like you would think they were giving senators and congressmen like hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's like no, it's like $10,000, $50,000. That's all it is.
Right, but it all adds up. Yeah,
All the donations add up. But I just mean for them to vote your way in the bill, it's like you don't got to
It's
donate
not that much.
No.
Yeah.
And it's like Jeff
And
Bezos.
it
Jeff
could give
Bezos
$1
could buy the
million.
whole Senate for the next 100 years. Yeah. So it's like it's nothing you can do, bro. He could literally do whatever he wants. It's like, and I'm not. Am I afraid of that? I don't know.
He would have already done some shit.
He's already done some shit.
Yeah.
He's doing some shit right now. Yeah, he's doing some shit right now. And the only reason it ain't public is probably just because he doesn't want it to be public.
Well, isn't it public that he didn't pay taxes or something? That Amazon didn't have to pay any taxes?
but that's the crime of every uber rich person. They go, they find every kind of way not to pay their share, which is crazy because they complain a lot, about the way the world is, but then they don't contribute. Or they claim they love the military and all that shit, and then they don't want to pay their share of taxes.
Do you think that Jeff Bezos has stubbed his toe in the last 10 years?
Yeah, I'm sure he's, because he's still human. I'm sure he stubbed his toe, but I'm also sure that he probably bludgeoned a servant to death for like whoever put that stool there or whatever. He probably bludgeoned him to death.
I wonder how if the employees around. Well, I'm sure everyone around him had to sign non-disclosures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or he'll ruin their life, so no one can talk about how he treats anyone.
Yep. I bet if you get within 1,000 feet of that motherfucker, you gotta sign an NDA. And so you gotta really be a motherfucker with nothing.
Who's the biggest dick that you've encountered that you're willing to talk about?
The biggest
in show business.
In show business,
anyone who's been a giant dickhead?
I mean, I'm sure I have, but nothing comes rightly to mind. The biggest dickhead I've encountered.
Like, okay.
I can't think of anybody right off the top of my head. I mean, because nobody's ever
Like Ellen type shit, I've just heard about it. I haven't really witnessed anything crazy.
Yeah, I haven't come into contact with anybody like that just because I stay away. Like, if you start giving me those vibes, I just get the fuck, like, because it's like that at the store sometimes. Like, you get around certain people and...
Yeah, for me, it's same here. It's not worth me putting up with a dickhead to get a bone thrown at me.
Exactly.
Like, I'd rather just not take the bone.
Be around you.
Yeah.
Because some people need you. And honestly too, I don't always blame them directly because, again, we're in a because show business specifically is a system designed to make you. It plays with your mind in a way that it has that effect on almost everyone. Where it's like. Because when you come here, everyone comes here and you're nothing. You have nothing. You're poor.
You have these big goals.
Right. And and if you don't have a firm grasp on who you are, this place will constantly be telling you who to be successful. Mm-hmm. And you get to a point where you become so insecure about whether you're being the right thing. Mm-hmm. And
absolutely.
And that's why if you've noticed, it's like, the people that have been in Hollywood the longest, even the people that are cool, they're a little fucking nutty about saying the wrong thing or optics and image, right? And it's like this place makes you that. It's like your whole career is on having good optics and good.
I remember the Black Lives Matter squares that everyone was posting.
Oh yeah.
Like I felt this weird pressure. I don't know anything about politics or like I wouldn't call myself an expert in BLM or any of that. Like obviously it's a good thing to end racism, but like I would, I'm not the person you would go to for knowledge on that. But I remember waking up and seeing so many black squares. I'm like, do I have to post a black square right now? Like if I don't post a black square, are people gonna hate me? Like I genuinely had that feeling, like this weird pressure. I'm like, I know I'm not racist, but do I have to post this right now? Am I like, because I was worried about whatever.
Yeah, that
I don't
day,
know.
That day, well, that whole weekend, the weekend leading up, because that was a Tuesday. The whole weekend leading up to that, and so many people called me. So many.
I remember you. I saw some tweet about you saying like, "Don't come to me for," like, what was it? I don't remember. Some like, "Don't come to me for." White people don't come to me asking if this is okay or something like that.
Well, right.
Yeah.
It was just like, no, it's like, it's okay if you mean it. Because that's what I was saying. Because like so many people contacted me to ask me if shit was okay or not okay.
Right.
And I was just like, yo, if you mean what you say, it don't matter.
Right.
Like, people, because the truth is people going to jump in your ass regardless, right? Because what happened? Everybody shared those black squares, and then people were like, that's the wrong hashtag.
right, yeah. Now you're ruining it.
Now you're ruining shit, right? And it's like, bro, it's always going to be something. It's always going to be something like that for people to jump on and go, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, like, dude, fuck the internet's not real to me. That's my attitude about it. It's like, I share things on there all the time too, but it's like, you have to constantly remind yourself not to take that shit seriously. Because my thing is, listen, if somebody set off an EMP at Facebook or and Instagram disappeared, what would be your proof that you're an activist? Where's the evidence in the real world that you actually give a fuck about these things? Like, who cares what you shared? That's cool to bring awareness, maybe. But if you
it's not bad. Yeah, but you just remember reading those posts saying, if you don't share this, you're part of the problem. I'm like, I don't think so. No, I don't think I'm part of the problem.
What did that do?
Yeah.
Because here's my rule for shit. It's like, listen, if what you're doing, well, one, mean what you say. Because like you said, it's like if you don't share Black Lives Matter, that doesn't mean you hate black people. But if you share it and don't mean it and don't have some meaningful contribution, then your fake being involved is worse than you just being quiet.
Right.
To me.
Yeah.
And so
I agree.
So it's like I'm always just like, yo, because I deal with this with other causes and shit. So I'm like, I always ask myself, look, is what I'm doing positively affecting the group of people that I'm claiming to support? You know what I mean? Whether it be like LGBTQ shit or starving children in Venezuela or earthquake victims or whatever. It's like, is what I'm doing actually having a direct, like straight from me to them, positive impact?
And most of the time, posting a black square, no, I would say.
Most of the time it isn't. I mean, that was supposed to be some kind of solidarity thing. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I guarantee you that shit was thought up by a white person by a white
definitely
corporate person that was like, you know what we'll do? Because that's what happens every time there's some racial shit here, right? It's like somebody with power, a white person with power is like, I know what they need. And they do some shit that we weren't asking for, so they can feel like they've done some shit, right? Where it's like the whole taking down statues. Who gives a fuck about a statue? Leave up every statue.
And the people taking down the statues are white people.
Well, right.
Or a lot of white people.
Well, people were like, defund the police. And they were like, we'll take down these statues. And people were like, it's like that happens every single time there's some major racial uprising. It's just like black people are asking for something specific, and then they do some gesture that doesn't mean anything. It's like, I don't give a fuck if they replace all the palm trees in LA with Confederate statues, if they fucking took $1 billion out of the LAPD budget and put it into like neighborhood service, because that's what I want. It's like, bro, I just read some shit where it's like they have like the LA County sheriffs have like gangs within the sheriff's department. You know what I mean?
No.
Where it's like one of the sheriffs killed someone And then a whistleblower, this happened in 2019, so this was before George Floyd and all of that. And a whistleblower was like, yeah, that killing was part of his initiation so he could get the tattoo. So he could be in this.
Oh, there's like
cliques within the LA County Sheriff Department.
Racist cliques where they like kill a black guy.
I don't know if they're really, I don't know if they're necessarily
someone.
Racist. Like, I don't know if they are racist, but I don't know if that is the point of their organization, like white supremacy.
Got it.
I think it's just that they're like the mafia.
Right.
You know, it's like.
I mean, you for sure would think like a police officer's first kill, they probably go in the office the next day and people are like, yeah, man, congratulations. For like, that's how the military.
It depends on what department you in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because some people don't recover from that shit. Some people kill somebody and it fucks them up for the rest of their life.
Oh, yeah, I could only imagine.
Yeah, it's like, because I think so many people think it's going to be like video games, bro. Because I've seen people, bro, because I was in the Marine Corps, but I wasn't a grunt. You know, I wasn't a frontline soldier or whatever. I was a technician, you know what I mean? But it's like, we still have to train and all of this. And I've seen people break down crying at the rifle range. You know
Just from shooting a gun?
Just from shooting a gun.
In the Marines?
Yeah. At a man's side, because you're shooting at him. It's like the silhouette of a man.
Right. The only reason that surprises me is because you signed up for that shit.
Right, but
I would understand if they took 100 people from, you know, and just said, hey, you have to shoot a gun at this target. I would understand some of them crying. Yeah. But if you're signing up to be a Marine, you'd think you'd be a handle shooting a rifle at a silhouette.
Well, two things. One, people, you know, not everyone shot a weapon before. Most people haven't, right? And then two, I think a lot of people, not just people that sign up, but people that don't sign up, a lot of people assume that when you join, that you'll transform into something. That like you'll transform into like what they picture a Marine to be, right? But in reality, it's like it doesn't make you into anything. It reveals what you are already. It's like if you a pussy and you sign up for the Marine Corps,
you're still pussy.
you're gonna just be a pussy with a gun. You know what I mean? It's like it's not gonna make you tough. You know what I mean?
It'll probably make you more tough.
I think no. What it is it'll reveal exactly how tough you are and in what ways.
Right.
But it's not gonna make you a bad motherfucker. There's no bad motherfucker course. You know what I mean? There's people that can teach you how to act like it. You know, but deep down at your core, when bullets are flying, that's who you are. You know, and I've seen some people fucking like just the idea of it, and they can't take it. They break down. I'm done. I'm done, sir. I want to quit. I'm out.
And what happens when they do that?
Well, actually, the guy that was in my platoon, he made it through. Like because they're not allowed to. Because you know that's a lot of it is like they're not technically allowed to like pressure you, but they do. They have to.
Sure, of course.
Right, because
there's no hazing, but there's hazing.
Exactly. It's like that's to me most of the military is that it's learning how to massage your way around the rules and regulations to get what you need done. Because the mission is what matters. The rules don't matter. The mission is what matters. Right, that's what they do. Is like the rules are only there to fuck you if you somebody that needs to be fucked, and that's it. It's completely at someone's discretion. You know what I mean? Whether you get fucked over or not. You know, it's like I've seen people pop on piss tests, like pop hot for drugs, and get kicked out. Right, and then I've also seen people that do drugs on purpose so they can get kicked out, and they make them stay in.
Damn.
You know what I mean? It's like. The rules are
I didn't even think about that. That would be a great way to get kicked out of the military.
Oh yeah, there's people that they want to get kicked out, and there's some people like, you know what, motherfucker, I got something for you. You know what I mean? Yeah,
you'd get a dishonorable discharge if you got caught doing drugs in the military. If they discharged you from it,
it depends. It depends. It's like again, it's all of it is that there's no mandatory sentencing.
I went to a military high school, and a lot of the people, it was 9th grade through junior college.
Wow.
And there was a lot of people, seniors in high school, even juniors in high school, who were in the Army and the Marines while they were going to schoal there. Oh, they would be in either the reserves or whatever, ROTC, stuff like that.
So they go to boot camp over the summer?
They would go to boot camp, and then, or they had already done boot camp, and then they come back and they're in school at my school. Or there were people who were on contract to right when they finished school, they would go, stuff like that. But there was one guy who was he was in the Army reserves, I believe, The one where you have to do 2 weeks a year, or 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks a year, 1 weekend a month. That's reserves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, reserves. And he was getting called to Kuwait, I believe. He had to leave the school to go to Kuwait because it was during the war in Iraq.
Yeah.
And he jumped off of a tree and broke his arm on purpose so that he wouldn't have to go.
Wow.
I was like, this guy's crazy, but not crazy, but also he probably shouldn't have signed up for the military. It sounds like if you're gonna jump off, if you're scared to go to war or won't go to war that bad, why'd you sign up?
And my grandma used to say, everybody wanted to meet Jesus and nobody wanted to die. It's like people want that reputation. They want to be able to walk around and go, I'm this, I'm that. But they don't want to actually go through what it take to be that.
Right.
Yeah, and it wasn't much.
True.
It wasn't much, honestly, to me, most of it is just you being able to be miserable for extended periods of time.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, you can't be a Marine. I know. I can't speak for the other branches.
A lot of Marines say the hardest part about basic is the sleep deprivation. Isn't that one of the hardest parts?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
What was the hardest part for you?
Or
the PT?
The hardest part for me was that there were some problems where it was no solution. You know what I mean? Because again, like I told you, shit have to make sense
On purpose,
to me.
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, and maybe that's part of like the psychological training or whatever. But it's like you constantly get put in situations where you're wrong no matter which choice you make. You know what I mean? You're fucked either way, and so you. It's
that's
like,
life, though, right?
Yeah, and you just get so used to just dealing with it, and I think it's part of just preparing you
Dude, it's
mentally.
like this podcast studio. I was telling you how I'm getting kicked out at the end of the lease.
That's so funny.
I paid my bills on time. I'm fucked either way.
Maybe they watch your podcast.
Maybe.
And they're like, this guy's a fucking asshole.
But they should be like, whatever. He could pay us to be an asshole. Doesn't matter,
That's
right?
what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say if I was renting out my office space and someone was making some terrible podcast, I'd be like, sure, pay me. But I guess it
is
really
weird
bad.
though in the middle of the pandemic because I feel like all these office spaces are suffering, bro.
That's what I thought. But then again, I thought that too. So in my head, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to find a new office. But you know what? They're probably cheaper now. Look it up. They're not. They're still, the prices are the same. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what the deal is.
LA's fucking evil, bro. The rent should be dropping like
it should be dropping.
People are moving out of LA left and right.
That's what I mean. I feel like half the people we know have moved out of LA.
Are gone. Yeah.
So did Derek and Assange just leave?
They just left yesterday or this week, earlier.
And where they went back to San Diego? Where'd they go?
They went back to their homes.
Their homes, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're just planning on being gone until shit gets back to normal, I assume, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't really ask about the long-term plans, but they'll be back.
Yeah. But that's a lot of people have done that. So you would think now property owners would be like, well, I guess I'm going to drop the rates really low, try to fill this shit up.
Yeah,
but for now.
But think about that. I think they're afraid to do that because they're afraid it's going to backfire.
Oh, that they're just going to get shitty people.
Think about it. Say you got 30 units in your building and the rent is $1,000 a piece, right? And then you drop it to $700 to fill up the rest of the units, right? But nobody moves in. Now the 10 people you got left,
Oh, they're going to move out to get get a cheaper place. Oh,
right. I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. Because my rent didn't go down at all. My rent didn't change at all. It didn't go up either.
Neither did mine.
And my lease was up, so now we month to month. And they usually raise it. They was smart enough not to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the first time in my whole life
they didn't raise it.
That my rent didn't get raised.
That's good.
When my lease was up. But it feels like it should go down.
You would think my landlord gave us 1 free month of rent.
Really?
Yeah, it was really cool.
So that you didn't move out.
I wasn't threatening to move out or anything, but she just said, hey, like right when the whole shit hit the fan, COVID stuff happened, she goes, hey, this month we're going to waive.
Wow. Yeah. See, that's a real one right there. Mm-hmm. That's a real one.
Pretty cool. But yeah. I live in a 6-unit building where she knows all of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but does she live in it too?
No.
But still though, like most people would have just, because see what my landlord did was, you know what they said to us? Nothing.
Right.
They just waited to see who was going to say they didn't have the money. You know
but then when I didn't pay rent for 4 months, which I'm allowed to do,
right?
She did call me. She didn't say you have to pay the rent or anything, but she goes, you don't have to pay the rent. You're not doing anything wrong. But just so you know, when you pay the rent, you're going to owe us this much money And she like, scared me into paying the rent. So I was like,
Well,
all right,
it's
all right.
true. It's
Yeah,
true.
No,
Like, you don't
no,
wanna
she
fuck
was.
yourself.
Yeah.
Because bro, like I told you, I think we didn't pay a half a month's rent, and then we kept paying. We paid the rest on time after that, but then when they thought that the moratorium was going to be over, we got a letter saying, hey, so now your rent's going to go up $100 just to pay off that half a month. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I can't even imagine the people that are backed up 4 months. Imagine taking 4 months of your rent and then breaking that up over 12 months and then adding that to your monthly rent. So your rent's going to go up $400 or $500.
Right.
Actually for us, that would have been
I think
$800.
that's a lot. But I think they're not even supposed to do that. I think what's supposed to happen is let's pretend like we didn't pay rent this whole time. Once shit's back to normal, we're supposed to have a certain amount of time to pay the amount we owe. If that makes sense. Like, as long as we could still pay the normal rent, they're not supposed to be able to evict you or do anything unless a certain amount of time passes and you haven't paid.
Yeah, but what's that amount of time? I think what the city gave you was 6 months.
Oh, really? Well, I think it was initially, but now it's changed even more.
Bro,
it's confusing.
It's fucked.
I think most people, when this happens, especially the people who haven't paid in 5 months, when the landlord, even if they have a good deal on rent, when they owe 5 months of rent, they're just gonna be like, "I'm out," and they're just gonna move out, and everyone's gonna be fucked.
Yeah,
that money's just not gonna get paid.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, because I think I blame the government for that, because that's the time where you needed like national leadership to be like, because honestly, what it really is that who needed to be on board were the major banks.
What should they have done?
Well, one, remember when we bailed them out?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when
now it's
they
their
almost
turn?
collapsed the world economy?
Yeah.
And but it's like, because the truth is like the tenant owes the landlord, and the landlord can't let you slide because they owe the bank the mortgage, right? At least that's what a lot of them claim, even though a lot of these big motherfuckers don't have mortgages anymore, or they're they're like giant corporate. It's not like their income, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But my point is just what they need.
But a lot of people, that is the case.
Right.
Yeah.
My point is Congress needed to pull in the heads of the major banks and be like, we need y'all to put a pause on these mortgages so that these people don't go after the tenant, because it's impossible.
But it's easy to say that in retrospect, but no one knew how long this was going to be.
No, dude, I was saying, look, go on my Instagram. I'm saying it right when this shit started. Right when the moratorium started, I was saying that. Like, wait a minute. They need to
pause.
Yeah, or maybe it's on my podcast. But my point is that they need, because it was obvious to me. It was like, okay, if you're saying there's a moratorium for 2-3 months, even then, I think initially it was 3 months. Mm-hmm. You're also saying people can't go to work,
right?
But
you need a pause.
But you're also saying they don't have to pay that rent, but they're gonna owe all that rent when it's over with. It's like so they're still expected to have the money that they definitely don't have because they weren't working. It's like you're expected to have that 3 months worth of money even though you weren't allowed to work for them 3 months. So it's weird. It's weird for the politicians to not have seen that coming. That it had to be that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
And it's like they're so afraid. Again, they're afraid of these super rich people. It's like, because that's what they needed to do, is bring them in and go. Because I saw a guy had a brilliant idea. He was like, just make it so that these, however long the pandemic lasts, those months don't count, and you move them to the end of the mortgage. So it's like, if it takes 6 months, you take that 6 months, add it onto the mortgage.
That makes sense.
Right? And then you do the same thing with the leases. So now your lease is now extended 6 months. You don't owe none of that rent for that time. And then their mortgage is extended 6 months, and they don't owe any mortgage for that time.
But now, if that was the case, don't you think a lot of people would just sign up for leases, live for free, then the lease would get moved?
I don't know. Maybe, but who cares? Yeah. But I also know that it wouldn't be this wave of homelessness coming, because it's coming.
Yeah, shit's gonna hit the fan.
Bro, I'm telling you, like parts of LA
is already insane.
Parts of LA are gonna turn into
more Skid Row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's
Skid Row's gonna double.
well. I mean, honestly, a lot of homeless people are dying from coronavirus, so there's room.
But not a lot. But a lot of people, but also not that many people. You know what I mean?
You don't think so?
It's like 6%,
6% of what?
isn't it? Or what's the death rate of coronavirus? It's less than 6%. It's really small. So it's like I'm sure thousands of people are dying, but there's millions of homeless
But
people.
when you say really small, compared to what?
Compared to how many homeless people there are. Not saying it's okay that they're dying. I'm just saying it's not like it's going to create, there's homeless people is good because they're all dying. Most of them are not dying.
But aren't we up to like 1,000 or more people a day?
I think as 1,000 or more, maybe in this country, not
Right.
not homeless people.
1,000
Yeah.
or more deaths per day in the country. I think it's
Right.
more than that, right?
At the
That's
peak,
a lot.
it was.
That's
Yeah.
like because the deaths are like in the hundreds of thousands, right? Is it-
Yeah, I think it's close to 200,000.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's like, I mean, I don't know. Let's say just because I don't want to do the quick math, but let's just say that's 1,000 people a day since the pandemic
Yeah.
started. That's like, okay. I'll put it like this: imagine if there was like if a Jeff Bezos death squad just murdering 1,000 people a day.
Listen, obviously 1,000 people is a lot, but I'm just saying when you take how many people die normally a day and how many people there are in the country, it sounds like a lot, but when you actually take the numbers and the data, it's not a lot. It's not a high percentage. It's a very minuscule percentage
so
of
you're
people.
saying
You remember there's 400 million plus people in America.
So you're saying that compared to the amount of people that normally die, the amount of people that are dying during this pandemic is not a lot.
In my opinion, it's not a lot.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's still sad. I'm not saying like those deaths are nothing. Who cares? It's dead people. I'm not like an insensitive prick. I'm just saying it's easy to make something sound worse than it is. If you go, 100 people, I don't know how many people die of shark attacks a year, but you go, 1,000 people die of shark attacks a year.
No, but I think
it's a lot, but it's really not a lot.
But you know what though? I don't know if that's a fair assessment of the situation just because this comes from me working security for all this time, for so much of me doing comedy, being a door guy and a bouncer and all that. And it's like, and I'll never forget always getting into arguments with the servers because I was just standing around, you know.
And they would say something because you're standing around?
Right. Well, because they felt like
they worked way harder.
they work harder than you because you're just standing there. But then the moment a motherfucker run out the door with their money or without paying the tab, they want me to chase the motherfucker. You know what I mean? Or they want me to stop him. Right? And it's like insurance. It's like, yeah, it feels like it's a waste of money because most of the time nothing's happening. It's sort of like it's like all the things, because all these people are dying despite, you know, all the things that we're doing. I mean, can you imagine look what's happening in Mexico? They're about to get out of control down there because their dude is like, fuck masks. Go to restaurant, go have fun. They ain't doing nothing down there. Brazil, they ain't doing shit.
That's me. That's my attitude.
Well, yeah, but it's gonna get because you got to also understand like a lot of the deaths, a lot of people that would die haven't died
because
of the shit
all the
we've
protective
done.
measures.
Because the whole reason was for it to not spread, but for it to not spread as fast,
Right.
So we wouldn't overwhelm the hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
Down there, it's about to get real fucking bad. You know what I mean? Because they're in the beginning, and it's already bad. You know, so
it could be, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, I just because I sort of agree with you to some degree that it feels like what we doing doesn't really matter, but that's just because we didn't fully commit to it. See, what we fucked up at was opening back up early. Like that first opening back up, I said this back then too. You can't put that genie back in the bottle because everybody, and I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, even you. At the very beginning, you were like, let's fucking do this. Lockdown. I'm locked down. I'm in the house.
If I'm being honest,
no?
you and me, I was anti the whole time.
Okay, but most people were.
Yeah,
most people were
yeah.
like, I'm taking this seriously. I'm buying up toilet paper.
Yeah.
I'm staying in the fucking
Yeah.
house. Let's do this. And I think people would have been
down for a little longer.
If we had stayed locked down, it would have been about now where people were like, I'm over this. But because they tried to sneak back open a little bit and kept they kept saying.
Well, the problem is there's so many. The problem is people don't agree, and no one really knows, and people don't agree. So while there were a lot of people who were like, "Yeah, I'm down to stay inside and do it," there were a lot of people who were, "This is bullshit. I want us to reopen my business." There was a lot of people like that. Not in LA.
See, I disagree. I don't think the problem is that. I think all those things you said are a symptom of the problem. The real problem is that politicians are in charge, and they care about, again, optics and how things look and how things seem. And it's like the guy, what's Gavin Newsom? This fucking dumbass dude. We need someone in charge that doesn't give a fuck if they get reelected.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's because that's really what it is. It's like the reason
That's part of it.
The reason there's all this confusing information, and it's like
very confusing.
Because I'll put it to you like this: Dr. Fauci has been the head of infectious disease since before me and you was born. Our entire lives.
Right.
We never heard of this nigga.
Right.
Right. And now his opinions are. Think about all the things: bird flu, swine flu. What was it? H1N1. Right.
No one knows because we've never needed to know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now shit's controversial because these politicians, because Donald Trump left it up to the states. All these individual politicians are playing politics. You know what I mean? And it's like they want credit for saving us from coronavirus without the negative shit of ruining their state's economies because it's going to cost them an election. But it's like, those are necessary things.
I think that is part of the problem. But even, for example, California, when we were all shut down, you go down to Huntington Beach, there was protests right in the middle of it. When LA, people were locked up in the apartments, you go down Huntington Beach, bars were open, people were on the streets, picket signs, we need to open,
Well,
so it's like,
it's going to always be that.
And then, I don't even want to get into this topic too much because it's so political and both of us are,
is it?
Are
We've done this before. Remember 1918?
What was 1918?
The Spanish flu.
Oh, right.
It happened then.
But it wasn't, I don't think it was as crazy as, I wasn't around, but I don't think it was.
Well, I wasn't around.
Yeah, neither of us were around, but.
But they hid it. Back then, they just acted like it wasn't happening.
Right.
Yeah. And in fact, it started here. They called it the Spanish flu because every country, it started on a base in America, and it spread through, because we were at war, it spread through the trenches and all of that shit. And by the time it got all the way around the world, Spain was the first country to tell the truth. And so it got called the Spanish flu, even though it started here. But it was the same thing. Politicians thinking, trying to decide what made them look
what's
best.
worth it, what isn't. Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't trust the government, because that's really going to be the fallout of all of this. People are going to die. People are still dying. Whatever. It's like, I don't try to tell people what to do with their life. You know what I mean? But the fallout of all of this is that people have even less trust in the government.
Definitely.
There could literally be a comet, a asteroid headed for Earth right now, and that shit would get politicized.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's this issue. I couldn't believe when it became this like right versus left issue. I'm like, this is
because you know what's so crazy is because I have friends in various other countries and stuff like that, and it's not political at all anywhere else.
Except
only
for
here.
That
Only here and in Mexico is it political. That I know of. Yeah, it's
I believe it.
Everywhere else, it's
they're
not
unified.
I mean, there's people
They're more unified.
No. I mean, there's people that think it's bullshit in everywhere.
Right.
But it's not like a right wing, left wing thing. It's like some people just think it's bullshit and some people don't. But here it's right down the line.
Right.
Where it's like,
and even me, who's kind of a this is bullshit kind of guy. It's not like I'm running around coughing on people. I still walk around, wear my mask, and follow the things that people want me to follow. I get tested. I do all the things. So it's like, I'm not like trying to ruin it for everyone. And I think most people would be the same thing.
Yeah,
would feel the same way.
But also, it's like a lot of it don't make sense. Because that's also why people don't think it's bullshit. Because it's like what we're doing right now, we're allowed to do this. But if we go stand in the stairwell, now we're breaking the law without our mask on. Right? I walk by, I see people.
Oh yeah, there's constant contradictions.
Yeah, people sitting in the restaurant.
My parents are, constantly berating me. Oh, of why it's important to wear a mask, do this, and then they go play pickleball with their friends. Yeah. And then they go play tennis with their friends. I'm like, you realize you're doing the same thing. You're just in your heads because you have the opinion that masks are important, what you're doing is okay, but it's not, because all the people that you're interacting with, you don't know who they've interacted with. You don't know.
Yeah.
So I noticed that a lot. A lot of people who are very outspoken about wear a mask, how important it is, they're just as bad as the rest.
I wear a mask when I think I'm going to be around strangers, because I've seen people get their ass beat over this. You know what I mean? I seen a motherfucker cough in the store and get punched in the face.
Really?
Yeah.
You saw it in real life?
I seen that in real life.
Where?
I don't know, bro, because I live in North Hollywood, and I don't know what's out there. I suspect that is there an Armenian mafia?
I assume there is, but I don't know. There's got to be someone that
I
calls
think
himself the
I live
Armenian
in a
Mafia.
weird intersection of where there's Armenian and Russian and Jewish, like, organized
controversy.
No, but it's just rough people that are like, it's one of those neighborhoods that's like mid gentrification, where it's like it used to be a rough neighborhood. A Trader Joe's just opened up 3 blocks up the street, so but still certain people still living around there, and it's motherfuckers that's like, that don't give a fuck. That's like they'll walk up in the liquor store, swole, tattooed, no mask, and somebody be like, "Yo, put your motherfucking mask on." And it's like, "Yo, who you talking to?" And I've seen it happen 3 times since the pandemic started.
Yeah. I could see that happening.
And so I just don't want no shit from people. Because don't get me wrong, when it first started, I was terrified because, I don't want, there was just no information about the virus. And that's when they thought it was prevalently spread on surfaces. And, and I was just like, but now it's like, but I realized like I have roommates that have regular jobs. And they leave the house every day and handle money and deal with people and face to face. And I don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? Or they come in or they sneeze. And it's like, I can't sit in here angry about this every day. I can't make them go through a decontamination. So we do our best. We're not, like you said, we're not trying to spread the virus. I try to be responsible. I wear the mask, when I leave the house. And that's all you can really do. I wear it in an Uber.
Yeah. That's all. Exactly. It's all we could do is our best.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people should have to wear them shits even outside the pandemic.
Now, were you extra angry about all this happening? Because I feel like shit was kind of popping off for you comedy-wise right before the pandemic. You're on, about to be on a show. There's things happening.
I mean,
so were you like, fuck? Or are you like, it'll be back when it's back?
No, I mean, when it first happened, I was like, yeah, whatever. Fuck, this is bullshit. But that's happened to me so many times.
Yeah, that's a welcome to Hollywood. Everything.
Bro, I mean, that's just another lesson about out here. Is like, nothing's happening till it's happening, and nothing's
till it's already happened. Nothing's happening really till it's already happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing's
I've
happening.
even shot shit that nothing happened.
I know people that have filmed a whole season and it didn't get aired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you can't. Nothing you can't,
or half a season.
Yeah, and it's not something that happened to me, because that's usually what it is. Usually it's something that's happening to me.
Yeah, but it happened to everyone.
But it's happening to the whole world. It's like I'll be good because I'm funny. I always remind myself of that. Where it's like, I think as far as the entertainment industry is going, this is going to elevate the people that are
talented.
The people that are. No, I won't say that. Because look, 2 kinds of people make it here. It's the people that are really talented and the people that have no shame, right? And like those are the people that excel here. It's people that will do anything to succeed and people that are genuinely talented. And it used to be that you could also succeed if you were some combination of the two. But now those people in the middle are fucking gone. It's the people that have no shame that'll do absolutely anything, and people that are really talented that will survive all of this. I think. At least I have to be optimistic.
Well, why do you think that?
Because I think that as stuff starts to come back around, the studios and whatnot will want things that they think are sure bets. You know what I mean? And so they want people that are willing to do what they would want to do, but they also want shit they haven't seen because they want shit you haven't seen. You know what I mean? This is just my little theory.
Yeah,
and
I think it'll be a slow start type of thing. So yeah, there'll
Really?
be less.
No.
You think they're gonna go crazy because they've been they haven't done anything? You think
Yeah,
they're just gonna
like
buy?
we're literally running out of TV. We're running out of things because everything, nothing's has been being filmed. So I think the moment they can film shit again, not everybody. Some of them are going to play it safe, but they're going to disappear. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope you're right. That'd be cool.
Yeah. When I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, I think it's going to be one or two of the streaming services are going to be what's left, and that's going to be the beginning of a new thing. It ain't going to be all of that network shit. That's a wrap. I really believe. I
believe that.
It was already.
It was already wrapping up.
Yeah.
And now this just expedited.
That shit is a wrap. The only thing keeping that afloat really is sports. Which I have no idea what that's about. Like why the NFL and the NBA keep signing.
Oh, because they're getting offered giant sums of money to do that. That's
right.
why.
Yeah. And advertisers are paying. Yeah. But if the moment the NBA and the NFL leave,
They already kind of have. They have apps now. You can sign up for NBA Live or whatever on the app.
and you can watch every game live.
Yeah, it's
See,
it's their own. It's another thing you have to buy. So it's 15, whatever it is, 20, 40
See,
bucks.
I wish the NFL would do that.
I think they did too.
No.
There's no NFL Pass live.
They have a pass, but it's not live. You got to watch.
Oh, after the fact.
Or I forget what it was, but the pricing was all fucking weird, so they didn't step on the advertisement shoes.
Right.
But it's like
That's the thing. Once they make it readily available on a streaming platform, it's over.
Well, I mean, the NFL and the NBA could sign a deal and have their own platform.
Yeah, that's what they should do.
Yeah, I mean, imagine who wouldn't pay, who wouldn't buy that? Any sports fan is buying that package. Yeah, it could be $25 a month, and people will be like, "What?" And I can watch any basketball or football game forever.
It could be $25 a month with ads. I mean, look at pay-per-view UFC fights.
Yep.
Yeah, that's $25 a fight,
No, it's more than
or
that.
more, or depending on the fight.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, people are watching. Yeah, I watch sports with ads. Yeah, I mean, well, the games are designed around commercial breaks, like the timeouts and all that stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, what would they do anyway?
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, people will pay that for sure.
Is there anything in your life that I could help you with? You have any issues in your life? Are you good? Are you happy?
That you can. Oh, is that what this is? This is an
part of
advice
it.
podcast?
It could be.
Sorry, but we've been talking about.
No, I
bullshit.
never told you that coming in.
Yeah.
I surprised you.
No. Is there anything you could help me with? Yeah. Like honestly,
Is there anything in your life? You got any issues? Everyone's got issues, but is there any issues you want to talk about?
self-care. I struggle with self-care.
Like health-wise?
No, more like just mental wise. Just
Like you get down on yourself?
just valuing myself enough to, because I when all this kicked off, I was like, I'm going to make a commitment to myself to treat myself like.
Well, you lost a lot of weight, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
But weight isn't really a sign of health, really.
But it's enough, like you had the willpower and the mindset to be like, I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to look good.
Yeah,
That's
but that was just because my doctor was like, you're gonna die if you don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he said, damn.
She's like, yeah, you do you want diabetes? You want to have like full blown diabetes? She's like, you want to have full blown diabetes? And I was like, no. She was like, then you need to
Get your life in order.
right. But even that, still, I could probably do more there.
Sure, everyone can.
But I think it's just like mental health wise, just like I told myself I would treat myself like someone that I care about, because I take care of a lot of people, or I won't say that. I care for a lot of people.
What do you think you do that? How do you think you treat yourself poorly?
I think that I probably I probably berate myself too harshly about little mistakes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like things that I would forgive other people for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm super forgiving. But I also hold grudges.
I think everyone's guilty of some of that. Yeah, it's tough to say, but I mean, part of berating yourself is probably what makes you so funny and so great at things as well. So there's that fine line because you don't want to forgive yourself too much, because then you're going to be a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like you got to take the good with the bad. I think as long as you're berating yourself and you're not suicidal and miserable and unhappy all the time, it's probably okay to berate yourself a little bit.
Suicide. I mean, I've thought about Like, see, the main reason I can't do suicide is just because there isn't really an affordable way to do it.
What do you mean? I mean, not saying you should kill yourself,
No,
but if you really wanted to.
No. I'm saying I had certain stipulations where it's like it's got to be something I can afford. It's got to be something that is guaranteed to work. It's got to be something that is painless, and it's got to be something that isn't messy.
Oh my God!
And so
jump off a bridge.
That's not guaranteed to work.
But chances are pretty high. Jump out of an airplane with no parachute.
And that's very messy.
That is messy. Okay. I was gonna say shoot yourself. That's messy. Just buy a shitload of really high quality drugs.
That could be painful, and that's not guaranteed to work.
Oh, if you shot yourself up with enough heroin, you're dying painlessly.
Really?
Hell yeah. You're dying in bliss.
Seems like a lot of steps.
You got to find a heroin dealer, give him $100, whatever the amount is.
But that might hurt. Actually, the best
you
way I
feel
found.
amazing.
Well, what I found was in my darkest moment, I Googled, and Google won't tell you. If you Google what's the best way to commit suicide, it'll just give you the suicide hotline number.
Oh, that's probably good that it does that.
But you can go a few pages deep.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could probably find a message board where there's a discussion on this.
Yeah, you can
Reddit
go like
thread.
4chan or something.
Yeah, 4chan Reddit thread.
And somebody told me it was, and I don't know why I never thought this, but it was it's inert gas.
Oh, that makes sense.
That because your body's response to breathe, like your panic to breathe, is not from a lack of oxygen, but from a buildup of carbon dioxide. So as long as you're breathing out carbon dioxide, it doesn't matter if you're breathing in.
So then you'll just fall asleep.
Yep, you'll just
so
pass
that's why
out.
people do that thing in the garage.
Exactly.
With the car.
Exactly.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that'd be a good way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's
But
not
I don't know
a
where to
good
get.
way.
I don't know where to get inert gas. I mean, I guess maybe that would be kind of.
I have a one-car garage. Is that what? If I put my car in there and close the door, it would be perfect for that
one of
shit.
these modern day low emission joints, man.
Oh, we'd have to get an old car.
You had to go get you
Probably get a car like that for $1,500.
you a Buick.
That you could just turn on. Even get an old car like that, real cheap.
Yeah,
But that'd be a lot of steps and a
you
lot
probably
of
do
work.
it for free. You could take it for a test drive and just not come back.
Yeah, who cares? You're gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
And then you kind of leave.
Wait a minute, but don't you need a garage? You got to have a house.
I have an apartment with one-car garage.
Yeah, but who would let you do that? Who would let you die in their garage?
Yeah, you'd have to like break into someone's one-car garage.
Yeah, that's
It's a lot of steps. It's too much work.
It's a lot. Yeah.
At that point, by the time you're finally in the garage in the car, you'd be like, "Ugh, I'm gonna go home and go to sleep."
See, that's why a lot of people at least this is something I've heard. A lot of people, the most dangerous time is when they first get on antidepressants, right? It's because at first you're so depressed, because depression makes you not want to do shit. So at first you're so depressed that even though you want to die, you don't have the motivation to do it. And then when you first get on the antidepressants, you get just enough motivation to do it.
Oh, weird.
But not quite enough not depressed out of the pit. So it's like
That's so
that
weird.
first month or two is like the most dangerous time. Yeah.
And you're like, because the antidepressants take a long time to fully go into effect, you're probably like, these aren't working in your head.
Yeah. Or some people go, these aren't working, and they just stop taking them. And some of them, you can't just do that. You can't just stop taking them. Yeah.
Right.
You'll fuck yourself up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking weird shit.
Man, this took a dark turn.
Yeah, it got really
What's the name of this podcast?
Unlicensed Therapy.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to play a couple calls from other people or voicemails, and they want our advice on things. This is from Steve Humphreys.
Hi, how are you doing? I've been drinking a lot lately, and I wake up and I can't remember what happened the night before, and I keep telling myself that I'm not going to do this ever again, and it just keeps happening. And I've tried to stop, and I just really don't know how to begin. And I just wanted to see if you could give me some advice.
There's a good one.
Oh, that was like I could hear the pain in his voice, man.
He sounded sad. He sounded like he knew he had a problem.
He said.
He's saying, I'm an alcoholic without saying it. He didn't want to say I'm an alcoholic, but that's an alcoholic.
He said, I keep drinking. I keep waking up after having drank myself to sleep.
Mm-hmm. And he said he feels bad about it, and then saying he'll never do it again, and he keeps doing it.
Damn, did he say how old he was?
He didn't say how old he was, but I'd say he sounded 30s or 40s.
Yeah. But sometimes, man, when you're real fucked up, man, you sound way older. But yeah, I think the first step is just to say it. Say that you're an alcoholic, man, because that's.
He didn't say it.
He did not.
He did not say it.
Right,
It's true.
and in fact, I think because you know what I found is that a lot of times when people are telling you their problems, and the thing they're not saying is louder than what they're saying, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like the thing that's being unsaid is the thing that is the most prominent in your mind when you listen to them talk. It's like that's usually where the best place to start. And it's like the fact that he won't say alcoholic is it's because that's the last barrier. Because like it's shit out there for you. Like if alcohol is your problem, it's all kind of shit out there for you. If you just admit that that's what the problem is.
You're an alcoholic, and yeah, there's a lot of things to try. There's medicines you could take to make you hate the taste of alcohol. There's 12-step programs, obviously.
Yeah, there's online Zoom shit.
Yeah, there's even real life 12-step. Even during the pandemic, there's real life meetings for 12.
Yeah.
There's 12 steps going on.
And they have see the problem though with the 12-step shit be on, you know, you.
I'm not a big proponent of 12 steps.
Me neither, just because.
But they're there for you to
it's like,
try.
It was a lot of religious bullshit. You know?
Yeah, you got to believe in God. That's one of them, or a higher power.
Right.
But I'm just saying that's one avenue that people take. So he can try the 12 steps. It might not be for you, but you can try those. You can go to a doctor and get actual pills that make you really, your body will hate the taste of alcohol to a point where I believe it's pretty effective as long as you remain on the medicine. And then, of course, I don't know, he didn't mention if he was drinking by himself, I don't think, or with others, but if you're around other people that drink, you got to find a new crowd of people, make new friends.
Yeah. You can actually go to the doctor and get your blood work taken, and they'll tell you how fucked up your liver is, and like because I guarantee if you drinking that much, all your shit is off. All your hormones is off, your vitamin levels are off.
Right.
Yeah, you already...
It's leading to other shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, he must realize that he's probably gained weight, probably doesn't have a relationship with a woman.
Yeah, you probably have, shit leaking into your liver.
We're not making you feel good about yourself, I know, but you got to stop drinking, dude.
Yeah, I guess maybe this makes me a bit of a hypocrite, but it's like you have to. The struggle is treating yourself like someone you care about.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what would you say to someone you cared about if they said the same thing to you? You would beg them to go to AA or go to seek help.
Yeah, that's true.
And also be glad your problem isn't something,
even worse.
awful.
Heroin.
Yeah.
Prostitutes. Could be worse things.
Yeah.
I met a guy who was into financial domination a couple weeks ago. You know
Wait
what
a
that
minute.
is?
Like
He
paying,
gets off on giving people money. Like literally that makes him sexually aroused. That's his fetish. Is he likes paying women. Like draining his bank account on women. He makes, $125,000 a year.
Wow.
Good money, but not like fuck you money.
Right.
By any means. And he told me that last week he spent over $5,000 on just giving money away to get himself off.
$5,000?
Yeah.
Let me do these calculations.
So it's like, you can't have, it's not a good financial decision to do that, obviously.
Damn, dude, that's $5,000 in a week is $260,000. You can't afford that.
That's what I mean. You can't afford it. But so at least you don't have that because then you're going to be homeless.
Yeah, or at least, man, go to a poor country.
He was telling me he was going to get a second job. To pay people.
See, that's something it would be hard for me to give that guy advice because that's something I simply can't wrap my head around.
And then he gave me his Starbucks login. I'm logged into his Starbucks on my phone right now.
So you can get
I bought myself Starbucks with this guy's money.
And he gets off on that.
He gets off on it.
That's crazy.
How crazy is that?
So wait a minute. Does the arousal come from like insufficient funds? Like when he getting rejected?
I think the arousal for him is like being dominated, kind of being someone's bitch.
Oh,
yeah.
But specifically financially. Someone going, buy me this shit, bitch. And you're like,
yeah.
but then I might have money for food. Like,
yeah.
So what?
Yeah, exactly. You're my fucking bitch.
Wow. How can he even sustain that?
I don't.
Did
yeah,
you,
exactly.
Did you speak to this guy directly?
No, it was basically I was talking to this girl that was talking to him, and then
I feel bad for
it
that
actually
guy.
got crazy. He ended up sending me $200. I got kind of wrapped up in it a little bit. It's fucked up. It's a good night for me.
But the individual withdrawals, no man, because I have the opposite effect. Like if I woke up and there was money missing from my account that I couldn't account for, I wouldn't be able to get an erection.
So I thought the same thing. I thought kind of like how this guy on alcohol would wake up probably the next morning and go, fuck, what did I do? I got so drunk again. Why am I doing this? In my head, the financial domination guy would have the same thing. He'd wake up going, fuck, I gave a girl $2,000 yesterday. I'm a fucking dumbass. What are you doing? And I asked her to ask him that, and he said, no, he woke up thankful for the night, and he wanted to do it again. So it's weird. It's fucked up shit.
So she ain't even touching his penis.
No, he's never had sex. They've never had sex.
I just can't.
It's hard to wrap your head around.
I can't
It's
can't
hard.
even. No,
It's this thing where I'm like, I don't understand how you become that way. That's what he's into, but that's what he's into.
I'm like, if you're giving a girl $2,000, she at least should be touching your body.
But it's because me and you want a girl to touch our bodies. This guy doesn't want that.
He doesn't want it.
He wants her to own him, and he wants to be her little bitch. That's what he wants. It's weird, right?
Wow.
It's fucking weird. Okay, we'll take one more call.
What does he look like?
I saw a picture of him. He's like chubby, bald guy, with a little dick.
Wow.
Saw a picture of his naked body.
Well, I guess better that than the Golden State Killer. You know what I mean? Better to be that than be a serial killer rapist.
Right. If he was a handsome guy, he'd be wasting that sweet, handsome guy body
Yeah.
on women who wanted him. That's true. Okay, this is from Brandon Berg.
Hi, I wanted to know your thoughts on a problem I've been having. I'm 30 years old. I just moved back to my hometown after
Sounds
living
older
in
than 30.
Peru. I've changed quite a bit. I used to be very unpleasant and very angry. Unfortunately, most of the people only remember that. They don't know or understand how I could have changed after living abroad. My question is, how do I get them to see the new person that I've become? Thank you.
That's an interesting one.
I don't believe him
Which part don't you believe?
that he's a changed person. I mean, who says living abroad? Who says that?
He sounded a little douchey.
Because he just sounds
He sounded like a douchebag.
right. He sounds like. Can you just hear the sweater tied around his neck?
No, I noticed that as well. I noticed that well. Yeah, and he didn't mention one way of how he was bad and how he was better either. He just goes, people didn't like me before, but they can't see how I've changed. How have you changed? Why wouldn't you mention, you know what I mean?
Right.
He left out a lot of details. He sounded douchey. But let's say, take him at his word, and he has changed. Let's just say that. I'll take you at his word. You're a better guy now. Make new friends that don't know the old you. That's what I would say. I was like, if you were shitty to a bunch of people that don't like you, you could make your amends. You can call and apologize, see if anyone want to give you another chance. But if they don't, which it sounds like they don't, you got to go out there and make new people with this new you.
But also, the thing is, you don't get to decide whether you've changed. You don't because you're saying how can I get them to see that I'm a different person? Be a better person. You don't have to tell people that you're a different person. You know what I mean? You just keep, because that's why I'm having a hard time here, is because it's like your actions show people that you're a better person. You don't get to just say it. You don't get to just declare it.
Right.
Oh, because you were a better person in Thailand? Or
what about going abroad made you a better person? Your self-reflection? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, like you don't get to be the measure of how good of a person you are. It's how you treat people and how they respond to your actions. So my guess would be, because it's almost like you want the recognition for having improved on your own. But it's sort of like in the way that someone's like, look, I stopped beating my wife. Why don't I get credit for that? And it's like, yeah, maybe like not being an asshole. Would you want them to throw you a party? Because you're not an asshole anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just according to you, because I feel like I've run into people before that have genuinely changed positively, and you notice right away. You know what I mean? And I always remark on it like, wow, like what happened in your life? Because you can feel it in their presence.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, the fact that you haven't acknowledged it, it kind of sounds like you. To me, you sound almost like a sociopath that has learned a new character.
Right. Like if you've really changed, then you wouldn't blame someone for not giving you another chance. You'd be like, I understand. I was a dick to that person and they don't want to be friends with me now. So hopefully I'll just not have that happen to me again in the future.
Yeah.
That's how you would. That's to me where my mind would go. It wouldn't be like, I gotta convince these people that don't like me to like me again. Like, why?
Yeah, they don't owe you that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, and maybe try to make amends for whatever you did.
Apologize.
Yeah, but sometimes people they're just
Write
done
a
with
letter.
you. Whatever you did, they don't give a fuck how much you
It could have
changed.
been unforgivable. I mean, you don't even want to talk about it. It sounds like he didn't bring it up what he did.
Or go the fuck back abroad where they see where they think you're a good person.
Yeah, go away.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. Anything you want to plug?
No, on my podcast, BS with Brian Simpson.
BS with Brian Simpson, available on iTunes?
Everywhere, yeah.
Everywhere?
iTunes,
Do you do video or just audio?
Just audio.
Audio, okay. iTunes, Spotify, all those places.
Yeah.
BS with Brian, he's very funny. Performs all over town. Even, you've done a few of the outdoor shows.
I've done a couple.
Yeah, done a couple. Check him out. Instagram. What's your
Instagram, BS Comedian. Twitter, BS Comedian.
BS Comedian. Thanks for doing the podcast. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
we'll
man.
see you guys next week. God bless.
You're listening to
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.
Mannis.